Welcome back to LEGO Battlebots Season 3. It is time for the Desperado tournament. 8 winless bots and 1 rookie all collide in a single elimination bracket for a chance at a guaranteed tournament spot. The first guaranteed tournament spot, might I add. Kicking things off is the 8 seed Arctic Wind taking on the 9 seed Fossilized. You may not recognize Fossilized, and that's because it hasn't actually been in Season 2. Not Season 2, Season 3. It hasn't been Season 3. It is a new design, is a rookie that was introduced partway in, and it does have a shot of making the tournament. However, it will have to go through 4 opponents to do so. Obviously, whoever wins this takes on the number 1 seed, which will be revealed later. That Fossilized is a very solid design. It's got a good grabbing arm, good durability, and good ground game as well. But it doesn't really have that knockout power like you see in like a lot of spinners, such as Arctic Wind, who has a decent weapon, but it's just that's basically it. It's never really been able to do much. I mean, lost Recollex, sure that's expected, but then lost to Minotaur, which just made things worse. It's only had 1 win in its 9-fight career. So, I don't even remember who they beat. So, Arctic Wind is really gonna just looking for something right here, and they're up against a tough bot and Fossilized. But whoever wins this is 1 step closer to getting a tournament spot. Let's see what happens down the arena. Let the battle begin. Arctic Wind getting underneath Fossilized in the first exchange, getting underneath those forks with a wedge, but Fossilized able to counter, able to get back underneath, but they're not really able to get a good grab on Arctic Wind, at least this time. Oh, there goes a fork off of Fossilized, and Fossilized flipped over. Fortunately, they can pretty easily self-right, so that's not a too big problem for them, but Arctic Wind continuing to get underneath. I'd say they even have the advantage at the start of this fight. That's very rare for Arctic Wind to have. But here's Fossilized getting back underneath, trying to grab the wedge. And oh, Fossilized able to get to the side. Arctic Wind escapes. And there's another shot by Arctic Winds. This is a close one right now. And Fossilized finally gets Arctic Wind into the screws and on their side. They're trying to finish this fight, but again, they don't have a lot of knockout power in the weapon that's a purely control-oriented weapon. And there go 2 more forks of Fossilized, but like Talon, it has secondary wedges behind those forks, so that shouldn't compromise its ground game too much. In fact, it seems to be getting underneath Arctic Wind a little more now. And there's him trying to get them in screws again, trying to reach out of them. Oh, and there you see those secondary forks working again. Fossilized. Oh, he's got a really weird angle there. A suplex from Fossilized, and Arctic Wind is in a position from which it cannot self-right. Fossilized does a little bit of taunting celebration, and it has won the first ever fight of its career as Arctic Wind takes yet another defeat. At the start of this fight, Arctic Wind was really in control. He was doing the damage. He managed to rip off 3 of the 4 main forks of Fossilized. However, like on Talent, there are secondary wedges on Fossilized to prevent it from getting completely annihilated if it loses the very fragile forks. Unlike Talons, however, they actually worked and allowed Fossilized to very easily get underneath Arctic Wind. For the rest of the fight after those forks came off, eventually they were able to get Arctic Wind in the screws in a weird position, and then they somehow managed to suplex Arctic Wind onto its face. For Fossilized, this is a great win. It's his first fight, and it did pretty well. It held up, it got the knockout, and it's moving on to the round of 8 in the Desperado tournament. But as for Arctic Wind, its season is officially over. No more fights for them this season. It's their second 0-3 season as their overall record continues to fall. They are now 1-9 overall. Our second fight is between Bite Force and Nightmare, the 2 seed and 7 seed respectively. Bite Force, the Season 1 champion, off to another 0-2 start to their season, getting absolutely mauled by Stormbound and Hypershock. They've got to figure out something and fast, but Nightmare is a pretty good bot for them to go up against. Overall 3-7. And then they're also 0-2 with no ground game, which is going to make things very easy for Bite Force to get underneath. So hopefully for the former champ, it can actually make a run to Desperado and get back into the playoffs, because this is their only shot. If you lose in Desperado, you are officially eliminated from the season. So Bite Force and Nightmare both trying to win this. Nightmare, obviously there's a lot less to play for, it's not really that good of a bot anyways, but Bite Force, if it can't make it through the Desperado, is it even all of a good bot? I mean, its ability already came into question after Season 2. It went 0-2 to start, and then it bounced back a bit, but then immediately lost in the round of 32 to eventual runner-up Whiplash. And now it falls again down to 0-2. Can it bounce back? Let's find out down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Both bots spin up the weapons, and ooh, what a shot by Bite Force, delivered directly to the weapon of Nightmare, and now Bite Force really underneath, but can't make anything of it. If there's another shot from Bite Force, obviously winning the ground game. And there's another blow. They're trying to flip Nightmare over, and they do so, but their weapon shatters in the process. Bite Force backing off. This fight is won. They're moving on to the next round. And they are taking this win.
Knockout.
Nightmare, another loss to a bot that's supposedly good. This is another loss for Nightmare. But Bite Force, they do seem to be bouncing back. I mean, this obviously the Nightmare not the best bot, but they are now in the top 4 of the Desperado tournament, and they actually have a win this season. We'll have to see if they're able to defeat their next 2 opponents in order to make the playoffs. Our next fight sees the number 4 seed Glitch and the number 5 seed Subzero take each other on. Glitch losing to the Elementals and Talon. Subzero losing to Big Dill and somebody else. Glitch definitely has the ground game advantage here, though it's not the best round. It is ground scraping, while Subzero's is not. So it's going to be very difficult for Subzero to get underneath Glitch, and Glitch also has a very strong weapon. So Glitch definitely has the capability to knock out Subzero, but who knows, Subzero might be able to pull something weird off. Let's see what happens down in the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Oh, there goes the tip of the flipper of Subzero. Already Glitch is doing some damage and weakening Subzero's effectiveness. And they are really getting underneath a lot, as expected. Shot after shot. Ooh, there's a shot directly to Subzero. But oh, Subzero managed to get underneath there. Unable to get a flip as Glitch slides right off. Trying to use the flipper on Glitch's weapon there. Does not work out for them as they lose another piece. And Glitch just continuing to get underneath them, continuing to land blows. This is not looking good for Subzero as they now get flipped completely over. Of course, they can self-right, but Glitch definitely has the power to knock out Subzero if it can land a great right toss. And there goes one wheel. Subzero is down to 3 wheels. Glitch has nearly won this fight. They just need to rip off the left side wheel as well. Oh, my Glitch flips himself over. Subzero, back off. Subzero can win this fight here if it just backs off. But instead it goes for the flip itself, right? Glitch. Unbelievable. Subzero season hangs in the balance and decides to go in for another flip when its opponent is dead. Are you kidding me? Glitch continues the assault, picking up right back where it left off. This is a disaster for Subzero now as Glitch throws them into the core, but Subzero gets underneath again and flips them over. Subzero now backs away this time, recognizing that it's won. The countdown has started, and somehow Subzero is going to get the win, and Glitch will be eliminated. For about 80% of that fight, Glitch was in just sheer control, maybe even closer to 90%. And Glitch just basically got underneath Subzero nearly every single time, doing some serious damage, landing some serious shots. They really reduced the effectiveness of the flipper, and were even able to get a wheel wedge combo off in the first minute or so of the fight. But things turned dramatically against Glitch when one shot flipped both bots over. That could have been the end for Glitch, but Subzero decided to go back in and just right them, which would have been disastrous had Subzero not gotten underneath Glitch later in the fight and managed to flip them over there. A very risky play from Subzero for no reward. I mean, it eventually ended up getting them the win. But they took a lot of risk, but they are moving on to the second round of the Desperado with their first win of the season. Now we see the 3-seed Snowfall take on the 6-seed Black Dragon. Black Dragon 0-2 as is Snowfall, that's why they're both here. And Snowfall and Black Dragon both struggle in the ground game. We have seen that before. Snowfall is just very unreliable. Black Dragon just doesn't really do well. I mean, they were able to get underneath Bronco in the last fight, but that was because Bronco's wedges don't scrape the ground. Black Dragon has the worst ground clearance of any bot with the ground scraping wedges, which should be something that Snowfall can exploit. Black Dragon is invertible and it's feasibly durable, but it is just a ploy for big vertically powered weapons, and honestly big horizontally powered weapons too. It's kind of just an outdated design, but if it can win here, it might be able to extend that shelf life just a little bit longer. But that is going to be very tough. Let's see what happens down the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Black Dragon actually getting underneath Snowfall. There goes a part of the arena. Okay. We're already now off to a good start for Snowfall or the arena. Black Dragon nearly gets them out of the arena. That fight could have been over right there. Black Dragon continuing to take control and manages to actually flip Snowfall over. Black Dragon doing a great job to start, but Snowfall lands flip. Oh, Black Dragon sent tumbling there, and already they're taking some serious damage through those wedges. Black Dragon able to deflect Snowfall there, but that's a big flip that rips off one of the wedges. Black Dragon's ground clearance is basically on. There goes the drum. This is turning into a disaster for Black Dragon. There they go flying again, and I think that's gonna be it. They are stuck, just like Snowfall Flipper. They are stuck. The countdown has started. Black Dragon's wheels are off of the ground, and this fight is over.
1 knockout.
Black Dragon had really good control at the start. I was kind of surprised how well it did, and was nearly able to throw Snowfall out of the arena, which is kind of shocking that had that kind of weapon power. But that was not enough. The wedges wore out very quickly. That allowed Snowfall to get some serious flips, and I think that was a great tumble there. They ripped off the wedges, they destroyed the weapon, and eventually they got them into a position where Black Dragon couldn't get off because its wheels were off the ground. Black Dragon with an 0-3 season, losing in the first round of the Desperado. That design is just outdated. As for Snowfall, it advances to take on the Season 1 champion, Bite Force. It's time for the final battle of the top 8, and that is between the number 1 seed of the Desperado tournament, Thunderbolt, and the 9-seed rookie Fossilized. Fossilized is obviously coming off that win over Arctic Wind in the first round. It was a little tough, but Arctic Wind had a cheese slope wedge, and Thunderbolt does not. It lost to 2 control bots with cheese slope wedges, those being Duck and Whiplash in the regular season. It lost those bots without even landing a flip, so it's going to be very interesting to see if Thunderbolt can actually get underneath Fossilized, because if it can't, then there's nothing it can do, because Fossilized is not going to break down. Let's see what happens down the arena. Let the bot battle begin. The lowest seed in the bracket and the highest seed in the bracket taking each other on as Fossilized getting underneath Thunderbolt to begin with, as expected. And there's a great grab, and now Thunderbolt on the arena wall. This could already be over. Can they get down? The screws do allow the Thunderbolt to get back in the arena. And Fossilized grabs them again, just puts them right back in. Excellent control to begin with from the rookie machine. Oh, Thunderbolt fires that flipper in desperation, and just moves that head back. He is able to escape from that engagement, but he is not able to land a true flip. And Thunderbolt try and get around to the sides of Fossilized, but Fossilized is preventing that as much as he can. And even when Thunderbolt does, he's not able to get underneath. When Fossilized goes head to head, he just takes them right back into the screws. He gets complete control. There goes the tip of the flipper, as Thunderbolt is just completely struggling here. You know, they as a bot seem to have collapsed, and I don't know what's going on with them, but I know Fossilized is completely dominating this fight. Thunderbolt has only made only made a defensive use of a flipper just like that to knock the head back, but the dinosaur just keeps on coming. Another great grab, and there they go into screws again. Fossilized completely controls. Going to be hard to see if Fossilized can actually knock out Thunderbolt, but it doesn't really matter at this rate, because Thunderbolt just isn't going to be able to get underneath, and Fossilized is just going to keep getting underneath. Another great sequence there. Thunderbolt just struggling to stay alive here. And they fire the flipper again, and this time it comes completely off. Fossilized immediately flips them back over using the screws, and this fight is over. The number 1 seed in the brackets falls to the number 9 seed, Fossilized. What an upset. I mean, it's an upset, of course, in terms of seeing on a rookie bot versus a former 4th place veteran. But are we really surprised? Time and time again, we've seen Thunderbolt lose to cheese slope wedges. It was like Tantrum last season, Bite Force, and Uppercut in the season before. And this season, Duck, Whiplash, and Fossilized. Sure, the Duck loss was surprising, but Whiplash and Fossilized are very fine-tuned for just gaining complete control over opponents and taking advantage of bots that don't have cheese slope wedges, like Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt has the power, it has the reliability to land a decent amount of flips, and those flips can break its opponents. We've seen the power in that weapon, but the ground game just has not been there, and this is just a complete display of that. Thunderbolt's raw flipper power, not enough anymore when it takes on more high-tier cheese slope wedges. Thunderbolt, a former 4th place competitor, is eliminated from Season 3 without ever having landed a single flip. Fossilized advances to the top 4. Moving on to our first semi-final between the 2 seed Bite Force and the 3 seed Snowfall. Bite Force taking the win over Nightmare, Snowfall, of course, taking the win over Black Dragon. Both their opponents didn't really have a great ground game, and now they're taking on each other, who both have weak ground games. It's going to be very interesting to see who is able to get underneath the other, if the hinged forks of Bite Force are actually able to stop Snowfall. I mean, the forks of Black Dragon were able to delay it, and Bite Force's forks are slightly more durable than that. But if Snowfall starts landing flips, it could be very easily the end for the former champ. But Bite Force, we know, can deal some serious damage. And can easily win this fight if things go right. But who knows who's going to win the fight? Let's see down the arena. Let the bot battle begin. Bite Force's hinged wedges seem to be working pretty well so far. They got underneath the first time, and now they stalemate a bit, but and now they get underneath again, and they slam Snowfall into the wall, take them across the arena, and now trying to get them into the screws. That doesn't work, and now they're in the corner, trying to get them out of the arena. That does not work either, and two of the forks are gone. Snowfall flips Bite Force over, puts them in the corner, trying to throw them out of the arena. What a flip! Snowfall landed there, and they're just getting right back underneath, even though they're right at Bite Force, and this fight is over. Unbelievable. Bite Force's configuration worked so well to start. They were getting underneath Snowfall, they were throwing him around, they had control, and then they tried to throw Snowfall out of the arena. They had the perfect angle, they just didn't get the shot lucky enough, and then they lost two of their forks, allowing Snowfall to get underneath and send them flying. They could have ended the fight in the first flip, honestly. They decided to just send them flying before I got them out of the arena. Snowfall advancing to the Desperado tournament final with an upset of the Season 1 champion Bite Force, who, now that they are 1-3, they seems like their glory days are long, long gone. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Former champ, now eliminated. It's time for our second semi-final, that being between the 9 seed Fossilized and the 5 seed Subzero, the lowest seeds possible that could be in this match. Fossilized obviously taking the win over the number 1 seed Thunderbolt, Subzero defeating Glitch somehow, and Subzero got underneath the cheese slip wedge of Glitch. No reason they couldn't get underneath Fossilized, apparently. But Fossilized, I say, it's still favored due to the heavier weight on those forks. It's going to make them rest the grounds easier, and obviously it's ground scraping while Subzero's wedges are not. But who knows, Subzero has that knockout power, can throw Fossilized out of the arena or into the pits. Fossilized has got to put some work in order to get a knockout. Let's see what happens down the arena. Let the bots battle begin. Fossilized getting underneath Subzero and immediately depositing them in the screws. Fossilized already the tip of Subzero's flipper has come off. This is going very similarly to Fossilized versus Thunderbolt. Except Subzero was smaller and Fossilized can't really get a good grip on him because the flipper's in the way. Fossilized trying to close that jaw on Subzero, but I don't think it really matters. They're just doing well enough with force anyways. They probably could win this fight without their weapon. Being honest. And Subzero just keeps getting put in the screws, keeps getting flipped over. Oh, there's a jeez. 3 failed attempts to self-right. 4. Alright, 5 attempts to self-right in a row. Finally got there. Their Subzero is not doing well, and they're resorting to the same tactics as Thunderbolt used, firing that flipper to force Fossilized away, but that only works for a second. It doesn't do anything to stop the oncoming Fossil. Well, it's ironic that it's based off of Fossils, and it's the newest bot in the competition, and it has completely dominated all of its opponents so far. Well, maybe not hard to win as much, but it's dominated its best opponents so far. And they're just completely in control. Trying to use that jaw like a hammer in order to rip Subzero's wheels off. Not sure how well that's supposed to go. Well, there goes one. It clearly worked better than not at all. And Subzero is trying to do it again, but I just can't get around those big forks on the front of Fossilized. Ooh, big slam there now. And as Fossilized just completely continues to take control, well, Subzero needs to find a way to either get underneath the forks, which is unlikely to happen, or get around to the side, right, or back, which also probably isn't going to happen since Fossilized isn't exactly a narrow bot. It can turn pretty dang easily. Oh, jeez, what a smack by Fossilized into the screw. Subzero, most of that weapon is gone, and now they appear to be stuck. Oh my goodness. The second loss in a row for Subzero. They are going to get badly stuck in the screws in a weird position. Are you kidding me?
1 knockout.
That was complete domination by Fossilized. There was really nothing Subzero could do to stop the tide. They tried. They held up well, and this fight nearly went the full 3 minutes. About this, just over 2.5 minutes by my check. But Fossilized just so low, so in control, and Subzero tried himself right there. That could not have helped them. They drank 5 times before they finally got back up. And this was just perfection, a perfect performance by Fossilized. They get their 3rd win of the season and are moving on to the Desperado tournament final now to take on another cold-based flipper, Snowfall. If they win that fight, they'll have won their place in the tournament through the Desperado, and they will be 4-0 if they win a fight, so they'll be one of the top seeds, which is definitely going to be huge for a rookie bot like Fossilized. As for Subzero, 1-3 performance. They've just been on the decline. Another bot, but caught up by a power creep of the rookies and just been on decline. They are eliminated from the competition. It is time for the Desperado tournament final between the 9-seed Fossilized and the 3-seed Snowfall. Snowfall coming in here with wins over Black Dragon and the Season 1 champion Bite Force. Fossilized coming here with 3 wins against Arctic Wind, 1-seed Thunderbolt, and now Subzero. This is going to be a tough fight. Both bots have decent ground game, and Fossilized definitely, I'd say, has the better ground game. Obviously, only one bot's really been able to get underneath them so far. But Snowfall does have the power, and they do have cheese slope wedges, so they could, in theory, get underneath and send Fossilized out of the arena. So this has got to be the most worried about bot Fossilized has to be this whole method. I mean, it's the finals. They should be worried. But when Fossilized can get underneath like they normally do, they can completely dominate this fight. And if they win, they will, as I said earlier, they will be 4-0, so they will be a top seed. So there's a lot more on the line for Fossilized. But as for Snowfall, if they win, they'll be 3-2, so they're going to be a fairly low seed and maybe get eliminated in the first round or something. But let's find out who wins the Desperado final down the arena. Let the Desperado final begin. Fossilized getting Snowfall struggling to bring that clamp down. It's been so effective so far. There they go. Oh, Snowfall gets flipped and put in the screws, but they use their flipper to escape there. Fossilized in control to start this fight, but now Snowfall gets underneath, taking a couple flips onto Fossilized. Ooh, throw them into the pulverizer there. They've lost the fork. 4 flips in a row. Ooh, from Snowfall. Fossilized gets underneath again, but can't really take advantage of that time. There goes another fork off of Fossilized as Snowfall lands another flip. Another quick shot. Snowfall doing his best to get Fossilized out of the arena. And now they have done it! Unbelievable. Fossilized got control in the early parts, and it looked like it would be just another standard Fossilized domination. But Snowfall was able to get underneath, and they sent Fossilized tumbling. I mean, these weren't really huge flips, but Snowfall did what they needed to do. They contained Fossilized, put them on edge. I don't think we've seen Fossilized under that kind of pressure yet. I mean, okay, we definitely haven't. And in the end, that was enough to get them set up for the big flip to throw Fossilized out of the arena. Fossilized, incredible performance for them, coming in as the number 9 seed and going all the way to the finals. But as for Snowfall, they are the first bot to clinch a spot in the playoffs.